I am Chrystofer Benson. As a Matrix Artistic Director, the greatest thing for me is really developing our teams. I've been a finalist for NAHA 18 times. I've won 4.
My Matrix family, this is for you.
I think the very first time entering is sheer fear. I mean, I think you just got to be honest. You either give fear to something or you give faith to something. And I think for me, it was going and watching one of my mentors, Nicholas French, went in 2008. And I told him then, I said, I'll be back to get one of these. Right now, it's really for me like being really observant of what's going on around me, colors, tones, textures, and drawing that in. I've even done something with avant-garde where I found the outfit, and so everything was driven by that. It's like taking all the things that I see around me and how do I harness that into a collection. Winning the People's Choice was amazing. Considering who was in the category, I really was like, settle into your seat, buddy, you're not going anywhere. And then I won.
This is what it's about. Artists supporting artists. I thank you.
Even some that I didn't win per se with, I won because of what I accomplished and what I pushed myself to do that I wouldn't normally do. And I wouldn't have changed a thing about it. How do I assemble a team? I think it depends on what category I'm shooting, what I'm going after, and then what kind of feel and vibe is it? Some photographers shoot a very specific vibe in the way they approach things. And so it's got to fit that vibe if that's what we're going for. Makeup artists, the same thing. Models, the same thing. I love to surround myself with a crazy talented team. And it can't be just you asking as an artist, what is the brand going to do for me? Because you'll be blown right out of the water by all the other artists that are in that camp, right? So I think you got to ask yourself, what do you bring to the table? And what do you bring back to that team? And then what do they support you in? But the days of just waiting for that to happen are over. Planning ahead is the key for me. I've done too many shoots where you walk in and you think you're like too cool for school and you got a great team and an amazing photographer and you get on set and then it's like, wow, that did not work the way I thought it was going to work. And then the pictures show that, right? So I think 90% of it is done up front. Now, of course you're doing the hair on the day of the shoot, but I think that the color, knowing exactly what you're going to style, knowing what products you're going to use, knowing how it's going to be executed and testing it. If I was chasing all the loose ends on set, I was never creative. It really boils down to that. I get a lot of like direct messages, personal messages, calls. I want to enter NAHA, I want to enter this competition. And always the first question I ask is, are you shooting consistently? And most of them say no. And I'm like, that's a huge endeavor to take on your very first time. For me, the way I've been able to accomplish it is the little goals create traction to be confident to go at other stuff. But you can't just go from, I'm gonna go from behind the chair to, now I'm gonna go shoot a NAHA. There's a lot of little traction steps that I've taken to get to that point. And I think that's the biggest thing that I would really want to impress to any young stylist is do your homework. Know what you're going at competition-wise, know what category you're going into, and study it, study who's won it, why they've won it, what stuff is trend, and then do your homework and make it yours, but practice. But the biggest thing for me is it's not doing the shows, it's not doing trainings, it's working with our talent. It's working with the young ones to see how they develop. I think we need to leave this industry better than the way we found it. I think we need to make a conscious choice to do it. I think we as artists need to support each other and have brands support us, but we can't expect the brands to do it. And I think we as a whole need to look after each other and support each other. We have an industry that, in my opinion, is the greatest industry in the world. What we do with it is entirely up to us. We can take from it, or we can take and we can give back. It's entirely up to us.